My name is Carl.
My name's Oscar,
And this is Who Would Watch This?
where we review bad films and decide who would watch this.
Well, apart from us.
Okay, Carl. What are we going to be reviewing today?
Today we are reviewing the most anticipated sequel of the year after we collided.
And that's not because this year has not given us many films. It's because it is the most anticipated film ever.
What's another sequel this year of the year 2020?
Bad Boys for Life.
Oh, I did like Bad Boys for Life.
Bill and Ted, excellent.
It's a great year for
Basically,
sequels.
Yeah, you know what?
Apparently.
2020 has really nailed it. We're going to put it there. 2020 is my third favorite year.
Sure. Anyway, After We Collided has a 1.7 on Letterboxd, a 17% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 5.1 on IMDb. Oscar, what is the plot?
Carl, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
In the form of the plot. Can love overcome the past? Can't believe that's that. Tessa finds herself struggling with a complicated relationship with Hardin. She faces a dilemma that could change their lives forever.
Oh, wow. That sounds like something that should be an hour and 50 minutes long.
I don't know why these teen romance comedies starring the worst men in the world have a sequel that always just goes, well, that did well. Extra 30 minutes. Do
How
films...
crazy is the Kissing Booth 2 is longer than this?
Oh, I don't know why, but like, is it profitable? It must be more expensive to make it longer. Why don't you go
sure.
Why don't you go for shorter, more punchier scenes? Because you have the money now, and the advertising money. Because we're getting ahead of ourselves. Carl, real quick, what do you think compared to the first one?
Well, shall we, for people that haven't listened to us before?
Yes.
Shall we tell them what we think of the first one?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Hardin is a criminal.
Yeah, so here's where Oscar and I stand on the first one. Tessa needs to just take care of herself.
Take care of herself and look after herself.
Needs to find somebody better than Hardin.
In this one, I think, just on reflection, she just is the nothing character for the audience to jump into.
That's right.
And to love Hardin.
We know the mother's a bitch.
Yep.
We know you look like Noah.
Yep. And Noah's a cuck. So...
An absolute cuck. He's constantly getting cuckolded. It's pretty funny.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty outrageous. His few minutes of screen time in this movie are some of my favorite thing, and there's a lot of moments where I went, "Fuck, I can't believe this is my favorite moment in cinema this year."
Yep.
Constantly
like, oh no, this is the peak.
I'm like, wow. What's the point of watching another film this year? After We Collided has nailed it. Look. The first one's not great. It's incredibly fun if you're after a bad movie. Yeah. I'll tell you that.
If you want an awful character to root for, I don't know, mock, it's perfect. This one it's different. I think I prefer it.
Yes, I think it's better. It seems to be less cringy.
Yeah, I think it's less cringy, but I think it's just because they went, you know what? We know what you guys are watching it for.
Yeah,
Let's chuck in all the sex scenes.
Yeah.
There's about a good 7.
Yep.
And that's most of the film, and you kind of go, you know what? That's why we're here.
Yeah,
these awful characters have sex, yeah?
That's all we want. And I will be talking about, in depth, the actor Hardin, and we'll debate whether or not he has a body double for his butt shot.
Oh, good. I'm glad we're topping on that.
Yeah.
But let's just jump into the plot.
So, here's the first thing that I noticed right off the bat.
Yep.
Less production studios involved.
I think it's good. I think, yes, they've gone... All right.
They've cut it down by... I went back and watched the opening of the first.
Yeah.
They've got 5 or 6.
Yeah.
This one starts with a strong 3 production
That's
studios.
That's all right. I think they cut down.
Yeah,
I think it helps. We're really scraping the barrel on this one.
Yeah,
3,
we are.
Anyway, 3. Fantastic. Great start.
So we get Hardin's phenomenal British voice. Oscar, give them a little bit of a voice.
Hello, it's me, Hardin. I'm gonna be a bad woman.
He's basically like, I know the beginning's a bit pretentious, and I'm like, I don't think you know what that word means. I don't think you've read a book or seen a piece of literature.
He's just like, pretentious is art, right? He's like, well, a book's technically art, but not all of them are pretentious.
Could you imagine watching this movie or reading the Wattpad fiction and going, fuck, it's pretentious, isn't it?
Imagine watching I'm Thinking About Killing Things and then immediately watching this and going, I don't know, pretty pretentious. Not like that other one.
Very.
feel bad for all the fans out there
Yeah.
that love that film. Anyway, Hardin he thinks that's pretentious. Like this, like
No,
the start.
he's like, that's too mainstream for me. My essay's pretentious. Anyway, so we begin. It's the ending of the first film, and I'm like, wow, we're really diving back into it. She leans her head on him.
Yeah.
And what happens to her?
She fades away on the dock.
Oh no.
I mean, call pretentious, but that's a metaphor, I think.
This is where I knew we were watching something special.
Oh yeah, I thought, strap on. It's gonna be fun.
I thought she had been, snapped away, like in the Avengers. And this is the route we were taking.
They started writing that during the end game. They went, oh god.
Oh no.
Someone busted through the writing door. I just saw Infinity War, guys. Scrap it all. We're filming and we're doing it. Oh,
Get her off the screen. Get Robert Downey Jr. in here.
It starts this narration. It starts all this, Harden's like, I know it's pretty pretentious. Anyway, Tessa's doing great. She's got a job at, a publishing firm.
So we can
Where's Hardin?
It's so much funnier now because I remembered the guys in the opening scene. Oh no!
Anyway, so Hardin, and it's been a month.
It's not even explained as to why he's sleeping in a car. It looks like he's homeless.
Say what he's a crack. He looks
like he's a crack addict.
He looks like he's a crack addict. He's in this train. He gets woken up by a train. He's like, oh, where am I?
Yeah.
He's sleeping in his car. Bottles fall out. There's homeless people.
This homeless guy walks up to him, and I assume they sucked each other's dicks for dope last night.
Yeah.
Anything like that, where I'm like, God, he's a mess. He's homeless. He must have no money. He's just tearing himself apart.
Yeah.
He brushes off this homeless man. You remember that.
Yeah.
You remember that for later.
Yeah, so anyway, Hardin, first strike, Hardin is a dick to this homeless man. He goes, immediately we're back into hating Hardin. He hates the homeless. First strike, through this car, because I know that Hardin's Hardin, I've written down every time he's a red flag. So
amazing.
We'll get through that.
I've got one of them for you. Pretty sure he bumps the camera when he gets out of the car. Did you notice that? There's the slightest shake as he gets out, and I'm like, you couldn't have done another take?
We had to film the third one, Carl. Shut the fuck up and move on. We've got Dylan Sprouse to film.
We've only got millions of dollars to spend. We can't redo a take.
The Dylan Sprouse in the film, the production value's definitely picked up. They've got a Star's twin, which, could be
They've got either Zach or Cody.
Lock in, sweet. And so Tessa's doing great. I can't believe the film has to keep going. Tessa's working at a publishing firm.
We see Tessa. She's getting an Uber. She's got the sassiest black woman I've seen in film.
Oh god,
she's also going to come back.
Oh yeah,
don't you worry.
This film pays off.
Oh, it does. It's incredibly tight screenplay.
Nope, wrong.
I don't know.
Tight would have been 40 minutes. Yeah. They added an hour. Anyway, so they're in this Uber. It doesn't go anywhere. It feels kind of... They didn't
what
have...
do you mean it pays off at the end?
Shut up. It does not pay.
Because I'm pretty sure, here's the thing. The movie's... It's a political film. They want to inform you that it's Christmas, but it's not going to be a white Christmas because of heat. And people do crazy things during the heat. Are we saying that... This is what I'm determining. 1... pollution is to blame for their relationship.
I wouldn't be surprised if Hardin blames the environment for his shitty behavior.
Hardin doesn't go well in heat, and that makes him crazy. Tessa makes her decisions because she's in heat.
And they're
those are my three things.
Fourth, they've watched the film Heat, and they go, how do we... No.
They've watched the Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy classic, The Heat. I did go back and watch bits of the first film.
Yes.
Especially because I wanted to confirm some characters that may or may not have been recast in this movie
definitely.
to my absolute delight.
Delight? I was absolutely upset. Which one did you think got recast?
So there were two that got recast.
Yeah.
And it's because they had a serious issue. They recast Hardin's parents.
Really?
Both of them.
You're joking.
Well, Landon's mum's now black when she was white in the first film.
Oh, sorry, that's right. I kind of went, because I remember seeing her going, I thought I had an issue with that, which sounds racist, but it's not. But yes, it was white parents. Now
I went back and I went, Okay, so they have a less known actor as his dad.
Mm.
And they have an actual black woman to be Landon's parents.
Yeah. Which, sure, diversity, but also fixing up a pretty bad mistake you made in the first one, so don't really get much points for that.
Well, it's like, was Landon adopted, or...
No, I think they really wanted to do the biological thing, but then they were like, oh, fuck. She's not black. Shit.
So we meet her boss.
Yeah.
He is comedically intense in his glass office, like, what do you mean, fuck me? Fuck you!
It doesn't really pay off. You kind of think, oh, he's
No,
a
he
dick.
turns into the nicest guy.
Yeah, they just drop it. It's like, all right, I'm a good guy now.
Yeah. She bumps into Dylan Sprouse, and she's like, what a wet ass, or something like that.
You know, because they're running for the elevator. She's like, he doesn't hold the elevator. She's like, ah, what a piss ass. And he's like, I heard that, and this is a real awkward hotel, what's it called, elevator scene, and it kind of goes nowhere. Do we like Trevor?
No.
Don't like Trevor?
No.
All right, I agree. He's like, because like I think he's meant to be like the will they, won't they, sort of thing. But he's a bit like comically like a robot.
Yeah, he's like, I like numbers. Take glasses off, wipe them as I speak. Numbers.
Beep bop boop. I've never read a book. I just like nonfiction. I don't read stories. Beep bop boop boop boop.
I would like to have sex with you, but only in the position 69 and or other number related.
Binary 010.
I have completed my service. Ejaculation done.
It's really
Commence
weird.
wipe down.
Does it work? Because I think he's somehow like one of the nicest characters.
Oh, I don't think he's not nice.
Mm.
I just don't like him.
No. And is he really needed in this film?
No, I think he adds he adds no conflict. You think he's going to add conflict,
Yeah.
and then he just doesn't.
No.
Like Hardin gets over him very quickly.
Yeah.
So
And then you're sort of left with this, well, we can't go, he's not going to get together with her.
yeah.
So I guess he's just kind of the nice friend that what Landon was kind of in the first one.
Yeah, I'm like, just bring Landon back.
Yeah.
I'd love Landon to come back.
He did come back.
I know, but I wanted more Landon.
I wanted more Landon.
I love Landon. There's a part when Hardin's like, I'm moving to London, and I'm like, did you say Landon?
Oh, I had the subtitles on. I'm like, Landon, London?
Landon, I'm moving to London. I was like, huh? Take Landon with you.
Where to? London or Landon?
Landon Bridge is falling down.
The film immediately gets horny because the assistant is like, hey, we need to get you some outfits because she slept through the job and now they need to
Well,
get
let's talk about her sleeping through the job.
Yeah. She's done a good job because she's read 3 books in a day.
She's got a paid internship, unheard of, to read 5 manuscripts a week.
Yeah.
Very, very easy. I have a friend that has a very similar job.
Mm-hmm.
High stress for him.
Yeah.
It's not 5 books a day. It's much more than that. I'm sorry, 5 books a week. Much more than that.
Yes.
My favorite thing is they show time elapsing by panning to a giant clock on a laptop. Do you see it?
No,
The size of the fucking...
What,
I'm
just
like,
a big background clock?
yeah. Why not just look at the clock on the fucking
It's the digital age. We don't need clocks in this
She's
office.
got a watch on
Don't
and
be
the
ridiculous.
phone.
Don't be
I
ridiculous.
can't imagine putting a giant clock as the entire screen.
They couldn't afford a clock on this film. It's very cheap,
Oh,
this
God.
film. Yeah, so anyway, she has to wake up. She's like, oh shit, I'm late for my next day of work. The assistant's like, don't worry, we'll get you some clothes. They buy some clothes.
She fucking stinks. I reckon she would stink.
Oh yeah, real smelly.
That's what I'm at. She fell asleep there overnight.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm like, you would stink up that van.
Cole Sprouse mentions, hey, you need to take a shower before you go to work. So she does. She's very smelly.
The listener at home, take a drink every time we accidentally say Cole instead of Dylan, because we
Again,
only know
Trevor.
one.
So we're wrong 3 times. And I'm
Um,
going to call them Trev, just to real confuse things. Yeah, so immediately it gets super horny because the assistant's like, hey, we didn't have time to buy underwear. And Tessa's like, I don't care.
what's Hardin doing during all of this?
Is he not in his crack den? No, he's...
He's getting a tattoo
Yeah. Oh,
because, and she's
it
like,
is the greatest. If you ever want a cliche of a man, okay, he's been broken up. It's been 30 days. He gets a barbed wire tattoo on his back. This is disgusting.
awful.
Awful.
Now, also, so he refuses to take anything to numb the pain.
Yeah,
Oscar, you've given yourself a tattoo?
I have. Yes.
Thoughts on the pain?
It was very painful. It was on my hand. I was very drunk.
Oh, then what's the one around your eye?
That's a teardrop I got in prison. We don't want to go into that.
It's for all of the men that have raped you.
Wow. You went there. Alright, let's go with this bit. Okay, so anyway, we got raped in prison. Last episode we had such a tasteful little, like, hey, disclaimer, and you've gone straight to, you know what, Oscar?
So
Anyway.
you got a little teardrop.
Stop.
A little teardrop under your eye.
Yeah, that means
I'm editing this episode. I have all the power.
Carl's editing the first podcast. I'm terrified of every joke, everything I'm saying. I'm not going to say, like, words out of place because I think he's going to muddle them
I'm going
up.
to chop it up like it's Pulp Fiction. You decide where we start talking about the film. Who would watch this at the start? Chaos ensues!
I'm terrified. Anyway, okay, so immediately after her first day at work, they're like, let's go to a club.
Yeah, so I really love this because they're at the club.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, why don't you have a drink with me?
Yeah.
And she's like, I can't afford one because I spend all my money on getting Ubers to work. They add up. To which I go, this is your second day of work. You've only spent money on a single Uber now. Where are you coming from then?
Exactly, because it's sort of like, oh...
She's like, they pile up. I'm like, you've taken one Uber.
Take
You didn't
one-
even take an Uber home. You slept there overnight and then caught a free
she
fucking
saved
van.
money, mate. She has money for 2 Ubers.
She should have money to spend.
She has $40. I assume it's about $20 Uber. $40 spent on drinks. She was a fancy nightclub. That's at least one drink. Anyway, these sequels have so many plot points that go nowhere. Because this, unless of course they have like an overarching thing for the third one, but they're trying to smoothie up this like Asian businessman who's going to invest in them. They get really drunk with him.
Well, I was like, why doesn't she just work at Wattpad? Wouldn't that be more...
That's kind of fun, but like I feel like Wattpad's not reading all their like filthy like.
They're like, read through all this smut and tell us what we should fucking turn into a movie with Wattpad Productions. She's like, okay. It's gonna be Tom Holland fucking this other person. The author also makes a cameo in this.
Oh.
I assumed it because somebody went, hey, what books have you written? And she's like, oh, you know, this and that.
Oh,
and
that
I went,
one.
like, there's got to be, the only reason for that is that's the author, surely.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I found out the author has a restraining order. Sorry, Harry Styles has a restraining order against the author.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. I was thinking about it real hard. 1 billion people have read Harry Styles being...
Abusive and awful and just fucking chicks without consent. Like, doing terrible things to
Yeah, you
people.
must think, like, I felt pretty... I was like, oh, man. Like, yeah, fame and everything,
Yeah.
but God, that's a weird thing.
He comes off as a pure delight.
Yeah.
He's a bisexual idol.
Yeah, he's doing his own thing. He's
Yeah.
chilling, and he's great. I feel bad for him because of this film.
So the guy brings out a giant bowl of alcohol.
Yeah.
And he's like, if you want to win me over, and they do apparently,
Yeah.
they just slurp down a giant bowl of alcohol. And what does this do to our main character, Tessa?
Well, as we've known from the last one, she gets drunk very easily, even though last time she got drunk off a sip of vodka. This time she's sculled about 1 liter of a Sex on the Beach. So she should be dead. But she's drunk. She's drunk. And now, because she's not over Hardin, she calls him drunk.
Yeah, so Hardin's with his shitty friends, who I was not happy to see again.
No.
One of them's missing.
One that's been recast. The one we liked. The older gentleman. I can't remember his name. I want to say like Max, but he's like the one. I can't remember his name from the last episode.
What does he do?
He's like the super shitty one that was 40. Do you remember him?
He's not meant to be that new character, is he? Or is he?
I think he's meant to be him.
Oh wow!
I don't know why they didn't recast him. He was great.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So they
Well, he wasn't great.
No, so he was good. They were all awful. But so Hardin's with his shitty friends at this party. Can't believe they're still here. It's been a month, I know, but like, God, get over it. Get over it.
I hate these friends.
Yeah.
I hate them so much. Hardin has chosen the shittiest friends.
And this film is like he's growing. No, he's not. But thank God the film decided to get rid of these characters. They picked one as sort of like the antagonist for the whole thing. Anyway, second strike for Hardin. He throws a girl.
Oh yeah, just fucking flips her off.
Yeah, she's like, I'm angry. I want my Tessa back. Ah!
I want my Tessa back. It's just crazy because later in the movie he's like, "But you're my Tessa."
Oh, he's so possessive. He's so possessive constantly. She's like, I kissed a guy. He's like, who was he? Let me tell me now. I'm going to locate you. I'm going to kill you. Pretty much.
He's like, I'm going to get the government onto you and I'm going to track your phone.
Oh, literally, because literally next he's like, Tessa's drunk calling him like, hey, fuck you. He's like, what do you mean, Tessa? I've got your location. I'm coming now. And we're like, whoa, when did you get her location?
Like, I'm coming to find you. I'm going to wear your skin.
Everyone escape.
Run, Tessa, run!
God, I can't believe Tessa's like, well, he does have my location. I guess he's a good guy.
Anyway, so Tessa's having a very glamorous life for the first 2 days of being an intern.
Oh, God.
Like, I'm like...
She's been pampered with, like, a new outfit twice.
Yeah.
She's gone to a very fancy
She got
club.
upgraded, a suite.
Yeah.
Also, this is a random group to have. So you've got the owner of the company.
Yep.
The owner's a assistant who he's in a relationship with.
Yes.
The guy who's the head of finance, and then just the intern.
It's a weird bunch, and he's like, you're my crack team that I'm gonna bring to get this investor.
Now everybody do some crack. She's like, oh my.
Yeah, I guess I will, I guess. Trevor says this really weird line. I don't know if it's meant to be comedy, but he's like, Tessa, you're drunk. I just saw a tampon. I'm leaving.
He's like, I just saw a tampon on the ground. I've got to go.
But it's not like established that he's like...
He's that like weird about germs and things like that.
It's just kind of... I'm not even sexist. It's just kind of... You're like, where did you find a tampon? Where was this? Anyway, so yeah. So
she then spills red wine on him.
Yeah, they go back up to the hotel to like finish the night. Tessa spills
my assumption is he would freak out because he's like, it's like period blood.
My circuits are bleeding. How could we do this? Oh my goodness. Oh my gracious.
Great balls of fire.
That's a movie from a quote I saw.
I read finance. Don't you see I dress like I read finance? Finance, finance, finance. I have bought you a car.
Anyway, so
the ending of the movie is basically him just being like, and I was just learning to
love. I love that scene. Anyway, so then she spills red wine on him. He has to get naked, and we think, oh no, here it comes. Hardin's coming to the hotel.
And he's going to kill both of them in a violent rage.
So scared. He pretty much... God. Yeah, so Dylan is naked.
Trevor.
Fuck it, it's Cole. Is naked in this hotel room. Hardin bangs on the door, so angry, like, let me in, Tessa. I know you're here.
Tessa, I own you. This is my door too.
Walks in, he sees Trev, and Trev is like, whoa, hey Hardin, how you doing? And then he gets kicked out of the hotel room. Quite funny. And then Hardin genuinely thinks he's gonna kill her.
So what do they do in a tense scene like this? Well, they fuck.
No, hang on. Fourth red flag. Hardin gets there, goes, you're drunk, Tessa. He goes, and Tessa's like, fuck me. And she's like, fuck me or leave. And Hardin goes, well, you're very drunk. I'm going to have sexual intercourse with you.
You know what's also crazy? So Hardin's banging on the door and is like, Tessa, let me in.
Yeah.
And Trevor's like, sounds like Hardin. And I'm like, what?
Why are you confused?
They've got a weird
why are you confused? The amount of times I think Hardin bangs on door angrily, like, let me in. It's like, oh, Hardin's here. That's how he enters every door.
Yeah. Him as a delivery driver, let me in, I've got your pizza, Tessa. I'm not Tessa. Who are you? We ordered Chinese.
From, oh god, they mentioned it here. Does this film feel like it's got a lot of product placement in it?
So much. A big moment of note is a guy who's like stopped drinking and is like, I'm just fine on my San Pellegrino. I'm like, I don't think anyone said it like that.
Yeah.
I'm fine on my fizzy water.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh, well. It's just so dumb. Anyway, Tessa's like, well, that was a mistake. Of course it was. Why let Hardin back into your life? You were doing so well.
I do think Hardin had this really funny line because he's like, Tessa, come back to bed. And she's like, no, fuck off. What do you want me to do? And he's like, I don't know, the fun, Tessa, come back to bed.
He's a bit more likable in this one. They must have
They give him a bit more character.
Yeah.
Although a bit more just like, he smiles more.
He does. I'm kind of like, oh, cool.
It's not a good look for him. He looks awful when he smiles.
Laughs. He's terrifying. The first one, they went, fuck, it's terrifying.
I'm surprised his agent was like, look, from certain angles, Hero looks like a model, but just don't make him smile.
He's in the room.
He's in our room right now.
He's gonna kill us.
No, but in all seriousness, Hero, come out here. Hi, my name's Hero.
Is that his name? The actor?
Yeah, Hero finds Timon.
You know what?
Tommen.
Hardin's not that bad of a name anymore.
Hero! How many people I need a hero to him? That's what I'd be like if he was our friend.
That's why.
What do you mean? He is our friend. He's here right now. I need a hero!
Glad you're editing. Anyway, so yeah, then he's naked in the hallway chasing down Tessa.
Oh, and he's got such a pasty butt.
Oh god.
My takeaway was his butt is pasty.
Pasty? Is it good? Is it round?
Look, I think you want a more plump butt on a guy.
Yeah.
Maybe? I don't know.
Females
I don't know what Tessa wants.
Well, Tessa wants something disgusting.
Guys and girls, let us know. How pale do you like your butt?
Yeah.
How big do you want it? And do you want a crack that goes past the waist?
Well, that's weird. No, you don't want. Oh, wait, past the what? No, we don't want that to happen.
For the listener at home, Oscar had to feel around to see where his crack ended.
I'm glad I'm on the normal ones, right, guys? High five to that.
Everybody do a shot anytime you felt your crack this episode.
Someone with a single shot, like, finally, take this. 17 episodes, they finally told me to.
Finally, this is the podcast I wanted. Hi, my name's Carl, and we'll make you feel your crack. Who would watch this?
Who would listen to this?
Not me.
They get the money from Mr. Zhang. How? No clue.
Yeah, he's
it
like,
never
hey.
comes back.
He's like, hey, you guys did a good job. We got all of it. What?
Did we? Was this a heist? What's going on?
Also, because she's like, get down here in 5 minutes. Don't be late. She gets down there. Then the fucking chick's late anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And is like, oh, a latte, thank God.
I'm just like walking over.
I'm like me before my morning coffee. Anyway, but during the time at which Hardin was running naked,
yeah,
she's like, put some clothes on. To which he turns around, grabs a tablecloth, and yanks it down like a magician and ties it around himself.
I took off a red flag for that. That was cool. I get Hardin. I'm like, oh, you know, I wouldn't mind that. That's pretty fly.
If I was her, I'd be like, put some clothes on. He does that, I'd go, all right, take it off.
Let's go.
Okay, let's go again.
Well, real quickly, how much hornier, and this is not like, I feel not bad for this, but how much hornier is Tessa in this one?
Oh, God. On a scale from 1 to 10... 11?
Yeah, she's really come out of her shell. In the first one, she's kind of like a timid, like, oh, don't want to, you know.
Yeah. She's like, I don't know if I want anyone to
know I am a sexual being. This one,
she's like, I don't even need Hardin. Oh, fuck Cole, Dylan, Trevor.
Jill and Trev, let's go. London's back. Landon's back.
Oh, Landon! Because what's happened is Hardin has lied to Tessa and gone, oh, did you kiss a guy at the nightclub? Well, I fucked Molly. But he didn't fuck Molly. So he's gone to Landon to be like, make me feel better before I go to London. Because I love Tessa. And then Landon's like, all right, I'll send a message to Tessa because it seems to me like you do really love her. And you didn't fuck Molly. So that's where we're at.
Anyway, dumb plot point. Never comes...
Yeah, it doesn't go anywhere.
No, it doesn't go anywhere. A lot of this film is just a lot of just random stuff.
He does have one of my favourite lines of the movie here where he's like, I'm going to London, I'll see you next year. It's like, wow, what a baller move to say to somebody.
Because it is December the 18th in this film. That's where it takes place.
Where does that say that?
Well, you see, this is why some of us research these podcasts, Carl. In the film, someone says, what's your birthday? 8, and she says, oh, it's the birthday of Joseph Stalin. Joseph Stalin was born on the 8th of December. I've Googled that, and now I know. Because I kind of thought, it's weird that it's Christmas already. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
she's starting an internship, like, days before Christmas.
Yeah.
I don't know what the timeline is over this because Dylan buys her a car.
Yeah.
And I'm like, have you still only just reeling off of...
I can't really tell the timeline either because it's been a month from Hardin...
They pan onto a giant clock in the first 15 minutes of the movie and I don't know what the date is. Should have panned it on a giant date.
Just panning to calendars and clocks.
would love to walk in and Hardin just has calendars and clocks everywhere and they're synchronized and ticking and there's a cuckoo going and a grandfather clock and he's like, it's December 18th.
I wish every film just as a quick aside, hey, here's the date.
I want all movies to tell me the day, date, and time that it's taking place.
Every scene. I want a little...
I want them all through Tenet. It's Monday, December 10th, 1960.
That was my issue with Tenet. Not enough dates.
Too much about time.
Not enough about dates. Yeah, Trev gets her a car.
Yeah, which in comparison, because what does Hardin get her?
Oh, Kindle?
Oh, is this not the worst gift? Who the fuck wants a Kindle?
If you haven't bought a Kindle by now, you don't want a Kindle.
She's in books. She should probably, one, already have a Kindle.
Yeah. Two, she's probably a paperback girl.
Oh, God. If you ain't no paperback girl...
We were going to get sued so quickly. If I knew the band's name, I would mention them.
Oh,
They're
something
on our back.
about that bass. You want a Kindle disgrace because you're a paperback girl.
Wow, that was pretty... Okay, back in the podcast. Okay, keep it in. They're not going to sue us anymore. Weird Al Yankovic? Yes, we're answering.
Oh, God. Anyway, she's got a Kindle. And first of all... Okay, one, I don't like Kindles. I'm a book man.
Yeah.
I like to read a book.
Mm-hmm.
The way that she uses a Kindle is not how Kindles work. Is this nitpicky? Yes. Am I going to go down this tangent? Yes.
Good.
So what she does is she opens on a front cover. You would swipe it, and it would go to the next page of the book. It wouldn't then go to another cover. It's not how Kindles work. So she's technically just reading a book of covers of other books.
I honestly think Hardin thinks this is what books are. Just literally judges books by their cover and reads the cover, and that's it. Because I don't think he's ever read.
Do you reckon he's ever just gone up to Tessa and been like, I wrote this fantastic piece of literature. It's about 4 hobbits. They take this ring and they go to Mordor, and she's like, that's already a book.
He's like,
what?
I've written 3. I can't unwrite them.
What am I going to do with these then? Oh, no. Oh, this is a prequel here! Oh, fuck!
I just smashed this out! What am I gonna... Oh.
So many...
Can I turn into a movie at least?
Oh, Hardin. Oh, they're already filmed.
What? Did they do well?
Yes.
Did they make a lot of money?
Yeah!
Well, can I at least go for an Oscar buzz sort of one?
Oh, the last one won 15.
Oh.
You could put them on Wattpad.
A weird tangent.
Yeah.
Anyway, Hardin mother's a cunt.
Oh no, she's so lovely! How dare you? She's the only nice person in the film.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Hardin gets a lot of abusive adventure. She's evilly manipulative, and I think you've gone, oh, she's so nice because she's in this film, and everyone else is a monster, so she kind of pops up. But in every other film, she's pretty bad.
Her first few moments are, oh my god, is it your birthday? I'm gonna whip you up a cake. Second scene, there's a cake. I'm like, that's a thumbs up in my book. Did you see the cake? Did you see it?
No, you forget the line. She goes, oh, I thought you would have green hair and all this stuff and a piercing on your bean. What do you think the piercing on a bean means? That's your first interaction with someone. If I said to you, hi, what's your name? Carl. Do you have a cock ring? Do you have a piercing on your cock?
Yes.
It's an issue at X-ray machines.
Yes, I've got it right at the top of my crack to tell me where the waist begins.
I really need a visual reminder. Constantly, I'm like, where's the crack? I'm like, oh, this piercing really helps it.
Right there.
No, but another reason why she's pretty bad is because Tessa's like, oh, I can't stay. I'm going back to my...
She's doing her a godsend by not letting her go home.
No, because she's not dating... Hardin. So she's like, I'm getting out of this. And the mum's like, hey, I know you got plans with your parents, but think about me.
I do love the fact that she's like, could I be selfish for a second? And she's like, I've never met you.
Yeah.
I've made you a cake. Spend the night, please.
I don't like her.
Here's the thing. Tessa's mum and ex-boyfriend are much worse than she is. So I'm more happy for her to spend the night with Hardin's mum than with her own mum.
That's fair enough, because the mum is... God, there's not really good parents.
However, I don't love the fact that because she wants to spend the night with the mum, she then has to sleep in Hardin's bed.
Yeah.
And I do love the fact that they're like, look, tonight, let's just not try have sex. And he's like, I'm just going to rub your belly button a little.
Oh, it's literally like, all right, both in bed, no sex, and then immediately goes to fingering.
Oh, yeah.
Of that lovely Calvin Klein underwear.
Oh, I noticed it too, and I went, I've got to get me some of those.
I gotta get
the same kind.
Yeah, honestly.
Ugh.
We're rocking a thong right now, both of us. Our butt cracks could not be higher.
Trust me, when we're doing a podcast, we whip the butt cracks out, we sit down, and we record a beauty of a film.
Our bare bottoms slapped up against some wooden chairs.
Oh, God. I'll tell you, for the listener at home, give us money, because I hate the chairs we sit on. They're so uncomfortable.
It's so uncomfortable.
I get home, and I'm like, I can't sit down for, conservatively a year. Only then sit down on it again the following week.
Do we do a standing table podcast?
Oh, God, it sounds worse.
So much worse.
Oh, God. Anyway, so she's like, look, I gotta leave early tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cut to...
Noah.
Noah's back, baby!
Noah is, and I think in the first one, he was meant to be the sort of like, oh, she's pretty innocent, he's like kind of dopey, and bad boy.
He's a little puppy.
He's
a puppy.
In this one, because you kind of forget he's in it, and you go, he's pretty much Tess's mum's cuck.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a weird...
Fucking the mum.
100%. There's no way around that.
Yeah.
They are definitely in the relationship, Tess's mum and Noah. It's very strange. They have this weird... They're constantly calling.
Oh, God, it's so... Because he rocks up the moment she's there.
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey, your mum told me blah, blah, blah. Something about your dad, blah, blah, blah. She's like, what about my dad? And he's like, oh, no. And then immediately gets a phone call from... her mum to Noah via FaceTime while she's at work around her birthday.
It's very weird. They have a really weird
To which she steals the phone and the mum's like, hey, did you get there okay? Is Noah there? Blah, blah, blah. To which she's like, did you tell my dad to fuck off when he tried to make contact with me again? To which Noah screams, she knows! And the mother's like, oh my God. And then Tessa throws the phone back at Noah, gets in the car, drives away. Noah's on the phone and is like, I blew it. I don't know how, but I blew it. And I'm like, you don't know how. I know how you did. You fucking blew it. It's your fault. You said shit you weren't supposed to say.
It was such a bad... Oh, God. This film's really messy.
Oh, because this should come back. Like,
Yeah.
it kind of does, but these two characters should come back.
No, there's just so many random characters that are from the last one. Like, just get... Ugh.
Oh, anyway, we then get something that blew me away.
Yep.
A flashback sequence. A flashback... flashback memory / dream sequence.
Yes.
What's it of, Oscar?
I mean, we're making fun of it, but it's pretty funny. I mean, like, I'm gonna say it in the most monotone way, and then we're gonna laugh like we're monsters. It's Hardin when he was 8.
Oh.
And his mother... He's been attacked by 5 henchmen. That the dad has hired?
No, I think it's to settle his debts from gambling.
Yeah.
They're like, we get to break your wife. They're like, if you don't settle your debts, we're coming after your wife's legs.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, you skipped to me first, but all right.
All right, cool. Anyway, Hardin's like... I think one of the guys just like whacks him in the face when he wakes up. God.
It annoys me because he lied in the first movie when he was like, I tried to protect
He
her.
did fucking shit. We have video, audio, and evidence. He did fucking shit as an 8-year-old.
He got up and was like, because here's the thing. Immediately when he was like, look, I tried to fight them off, we both were like, an 8-year-old trying to fight off 5 guys.
Henchmen who are hired to do this shit.
Yeah.
You think you can even... He doesn't get a punch in. He walks up and goes, Mama! And then this guy gets like a clobbering stick, smacks him in the back of the head, and he goes down for the count.
Oh, God. And then wakes up and he's like, oh, no, I was there again. Here's the thing. We're not making light of the situation, so I'm going to throw out a recommend right now. David Letterman has this great show on Netflix called My Next Guest.
Yes.
He did a phenomenal interview with Kim Kardashian that made me bawl my eyes out. High recommend for everybody to go listen to.
Just do a quick summary of the plot so everyone's back up to speed. Hardin's back in Tessa's life. Tessa's doing well. She's at a publishing company. and they're starting to get back together and stuff like that. Hardin is still a monster, but he's trying to grow. Tessa's like, do I love you? Do I not? I don't know.
Noah's getting cucked for a second time.
He's getting cucked constantly. I feel it's
Selma Blair's got like a second of screen time and is like, I'm just gonna be a bitch.
Yeah. Sucks for her.
Yeah.
Anyway. So Hardin's trying to improve himself. How does he improve himself, Carl?
So Hardin goes, it's your birthday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a new present.
Yeah.
I'm going to do anything you want for a full day, and I'm not going to whinge, whine, or be a little child like I am 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do first? And it is a cut to him looking so worried trying to skate on ice. It's actually a really funny cut.
Yeah.
That is for humor. And I was like, then you actually nailed that little piece of comedy.
They really did. I think maybe like because Hardin's an awful mopey character.
Yeah.
And like, given this, it's great. It's the first time I like Hardin.
Same.
He's falling on the ice and
God.
he's making a fool of himself. He's in all black leather. And it's just like, you're an idiot. God, it's great.
It's like, you ever seen an emo on ice?
An emissicle. Nope, not cutting that. Straight back. Okay, straight back to immediately Hardin ruining my good reputation with him. They go to a yoga studio after this.
And he's like, I'm going to try fuck you in front of all these people.
God,
pretty
it
much.
is the most...
I'm like, put your cock away for a moment. For a moment. He's like, are we doing the upward dog yet?
He's hard in his yoga pants, just his cock's protruding. He's just like, come on, Tessa, let me sniff your asshole.
Also, everyone's being so quiet and tame and polite, and he's being so vulgar to her in the center of the cast, and is like, they don't call me Hardin for nothing. Oh!
They are so horny that they're trying to fuck in the yoga studio. Like, no, we need to get...
We need privacy. Who are all these people here? Either they go or we go. And they're like, you go.
You go.
Go home.
20 people in this yoga studio, leave us. So they don't even get dressed. They even say, I'm still sweaty. Like, fuck it, let's fuck in the shower.
So anyway, we see Hardin's butt.
Yeah.
Do we think it's his or a body double?
Going off what we saw in the hallway, I think it is a double. Because I was very surprised when I saw just this butt shot. Like, wow, that's a cute little butt. It's a cute little tush.
Out of 10?
A solid 9.
Oh, okay. I would have done double zeros.
That's crass, Carl. This podcast is held up.
Have they got... You know how there's like double Ds in like breasts? Is there like a butt cup?
I think there should be. You know what?
Like U's?
Yeah, I think so. Why isn't there anything for measuring the buttocks? I guess underwear's pretty one size fits all, but...
What about like comparing crack sizes?
Oh, yeah. I mean, should we pivot this podcast into just that? I mean, it'll be about an episode, if that.
Give me a minute, let me find a ruler.
Anyway, strike 5 for Hardin. He wastes all this shampoo. He's like, I assume to lube up when this shampoo goes everywhere. Strike 5, in line with pushing a girl over, I think.
Oh, God. Anyway, so she goes to blow him.
Yeah.
She gets a call from work. They have to go babysit a kid.
Yeah.
This is a fucking demon child.
Yeah, it's real bad.
This child's nearly worse than Hardin, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he's what Hardin will become. He's so evil.
So to me, it's phrased like Hardin's going to become more like the child.
Oh, yeah.
It's what Hardin will become, and I'm like, what? Into trains?
He's terrifying though, isn't he?
Oh God!
Tessa's like, "Do you want to do anything?" He's like, "No."
How funny!
Play for comedic effect.
I do love the fact that the kid is basically just like, what are like the weird tattoo on your arms? And Hardin's like, why don't you go fuck yourself? Like it goes from 0 to 100 to the child.
But he looks like it's like an outline because he starts smiling. Going, what the? Who let this kid on set? What the fuck? Who let this fucking kid?
You're a part of the After quadrilogy now. We haze new characters. He just hazes the child.
Anyway, Calvin Klein shows up again because they're looking after a child and they think, you know what, we just fucked in the shower. You know what we need to do? Fuck again in the office.
Wild. Anyway, so they fuck again in the office and then they get invited to Hardin's dad and stepmom's Christmas.
Yeah.
And the movie full on turns into a Christmas film at this point.
Oh.
We got a music soundtrack everything's Christmas themed. They're all wearing Christmas clothes. Full on Christmas movie all of a sudden. 10 out of 10. Love myself a Christmas movie. He then starts drinking.
Yeah.
Takes a full bottle of wine, just goes for a walk and sculls it and comes back.
A whole bottle of wine. Same as Film Out Loud. There are so many. It's so disjointed.
Oh, it is. It's just like the first one. There's no run because it's a Wattpad. Like it's a run-on thought. You finish your thought, you submit it, and you start a next thought.
Yeah, all right, now we're here.
Like that's the thing with a Wattpad is like you're basically like going around an editor that would go would pick out all these problems and go, let's fix these up together.
Let's make it cohesive.
Yeah.
What is this fight? Hardin punt. What? Because the dad's.
I do.
What's going on?
I do love this because he starts yelling at the dad. The dad's like, can we do this in private?
Yeah.
They take 3 steps away, and then everybody comedically pokes their heads through the door.
Comedically, and Hardin's like, "Let's chat about your pants."
Gross. Oh god! I love that he's like, "Who are you? What are the pants you're wearing?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, we got one of the Fab Five here in the room."
Anyway, I don't know what this fight is about. I think just Hardin's just like, "Fuck you, Dad." Is that it?
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like, "You ruined Mum." Throws a giant punch. And then acts like a child. Goes home, starts throwing lamps, drinking things, just ripping things out of cupboards. And I'm like, you're such a child.
And you know what really is great about this scene? It's got the message of Uber. If you need to get out of a family function, use Uber. They just keep sprinkling around Uber. Like they got like 3 times, and then the mum's like, "Oh, my Uber's almost here."
I'm convinced.
Uber great. 5 minutes, so quick, so easy. Not a taxi.
I'm convinced. They worked out, they asked Wattpad, where did everybody read the Wattpad? And they went, a lot of them read it moving in an Uber. And they went, there's our crowd.
Can we sprinkle that in somehow? I guess they get all the Ubers.
Oh, how'd you... okay, so test audience. Raise a hand if you read your Wattpad jerking off in the back of an Uber. Raise your hands. All right, so that's Timmy, Arthur, Jared, Bethany, Susan, August.
I think the worst part about that gag is August was wanking in the back of an Uber. Trevor, then they immediately go back to work on like Boxing Day.
Oh my god, and here's a huge thing that I thought of because he's like, shall I Postmates? Another product placement.
That's what I
Shall
thought.
I Postmates luncheon for us? Why don't we have Postmates in Australia?
I looked it up real quick because I was like Postmates is the delivery. Is it just what is it like delivering food? What is it?
It's like another Uber Eats or Deliveroo or Menulog. Like one of them. I don't know why they haven't come out to because I've seen so much of Postmates in media.
Yeah,
I don't know why they haven't made the jump overseas.
Is it just food? Is that the only thing?
Like I think it's just food. Do you know we also have like
DoorDash?
Yeah, I used DoorDash for the first time the other day because I wanted something free.
God, let's just pause. Hopefully we get a sponsor by today. And real quickly, love DoorDash. Great app.
Oh, really?
Yep, I'll send you a link. We'll get $15 each. We're going to make some money.
Shall we?
Shall we?
We shall.
Anyway, guys, download DoorDash. You really
preemptively assume they're a sponsor. Also, I would love the new PS5. Sony, if you're listening. I didn't get on the pre-order. I would love it.
We're like... I'd love if we were so big, we could kind of... I think you could go to a company and go, hey, I feel like we're going to make some... We watch movies. We probably need something to watch it on. We need a Blu-ray machine. PS5 too, please? Thank you. That's all I want for this podcast, to get one free item from anything.
You know, Lamborghini, I have to drive to Oscar's house.
Keep it low. You know my favourite dip is? Cottage cheese. We get a tub of that delivered to us. Beautiful.
God. Do you ever just see a website and you're like, that's gorgeous. Who made this? And it's Squarespace.
Oh, with our discount code, Carl, WWWT.
MeUndies. I would love a new fresh pair of undies in the mail every other week. I assume that's how it works.
What's that? My Audible podcast.
And here at audible.com, you get your first book free.
I like if
you can read Wattpad.
I like if a sponsor was listening going, you know what? I think we're going to give these guys some wait a minute. They're mocking us. Fuck them. They're not getting our Uber discount code. Oh, God. I will say this. The second we get a sponsor, we're shilling out.
Oh, absolutely. Anyway, back to the podcast, which I watched on a Sony machine.
Oh man, these leather reclining chairs.
Could you imagine one day we have so much money we don't review movies in a kitchen?
No, I want us to keep our grassroots. I want us to recreate the kitchen in a studio.
It's when we can record it. And we were recording it in pure 4K, whoever created 4K. Are you out there, Samsung? Are you listening? I forgive you for your phones blowing up.
What a callback. Bet you guys forgot about that. Samsung phones blew up. Oh.
Anyway, so we get to this great gag where Tessa's boss calls and is like, Tessa, why aren't you in the office?
Yeah.
And she's like, what? Oh, God, I don't... And he's like, stop it, it's New Year's. Anyway, here's what's going on.
I love him so much. What a prick, but what a lovable prick.
Oh, God, he's so good. And he basically gives her the best job ever.
Yeah. He's like, hey, move to Seattle. You're pretty much, I don't know, you can just write any book you want or review any book. I don't know, here's a job for
Yeah, and we'll pay for your tuition and we'll move Hardin with you. And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, ugh, why? Anyway, so then she decides to go get trashed with Hardin's friends. I would never speak to the guy.
God, this fucking... Have they stopped partying for a month?
It's
the same party, the same house, the same people at this shit party. They move on. The film's moved on, it feels. Every character moved on. They keep going back to these awful... It's one person, Molly. It's strange, isn't it?
Oh my God, that's bizarre. Also, in my head, I went, are we going to have the same twist again?
I kind of thought that.
The same thing where it's like...
I double dog dare you.
I love it. You don't think I can do it, do you? You don't think I could make her fall in love with me again?
Is it
then switch it off.
By the way, I'm going to jump in an Uber.
Get me some Postmates. I'll get it for home. Get me an Uber. Get Carl a PS5.
Because they say let's play Truth or Dare with Molly.
Yeah, and I thought we were going to go down this road. I was like, does every book have a twist?
Yeah.
This one does.
It does. Oh God, what a fucking insane.
Yeah.
They play Truth or Dare. I kind of was still in the Truth or Dare mindset from 2 episodes ago. I'm like, are we gonna get cursed? Anyway,
as well they should.
Yeah, they should.
Could you imagine this group of people getting cursed by
this
that
demon
game?
Could absolutely save this. If she went, hey, Tessa, dare you to dump Hardin. Wow, what a great...
Oh my God, the demon would come back in and just be the best boyfriend. I still... If we want to have somebody be our boyfriend in out of any of these movies...
It's Noah. No, go on with
It's,
yours.
oh God, it's probably X of Ballistic X versus Sever fame.
I like that we have entwined all our podcast episodes, so people have to either go and watch it, or we just alienate new people.
Yeah, I love the idea of alienating a new audience. Speaking of which, where's the runner at?
There's a cat fight between Molly and Tessa. They fight, Tessa gets a punch.
I fucking hate Molly. Molly's such a bitch.
Yeah, she is. And, she ruins the last film. She gets a punch. Honestly, it's resolved.
They then go upstairs and fuck to the New Year's countdown.
She comes at the 12 o'clock chime.
Powerful.
I thought someone was going to burst in.
Well, it doesn't pay off. Somebody keeps on beating on the door, and I'm like, oh,
I thought at 12 o'clock someone would open the door, she'd be coming, and like, oh, Trevor, what are you doing here? Oh!
And the splooge lands on his face, and he's
slow-mo.
he's like, oh no, I should have seen the warning signs when I walked past the tampon today.
Oh.
Anyway, so he sees her phone.
How long do we have left? We've got 20 minutes left.
Yeah.
And like the last film, you kind of
everything happens.
You kind of think, what's going on? There's nothing.
Cool, so there's been no movie up till now. Here it is. This is all of it.
Okay, so what happens?
All right. Hardin reads Tessa's phone.
Yeah.
Which has a message from Trevor.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor says, can't wait to spend more time with you when we move to so-and-so together for work.
Mm-hmm.
Hardin decides to run away.
Yeah.
Tessa sees the phone, runs after Hardin. Hardin bumps into a woman downstairs and is like, let's not kiss and tell. Tessa looks at that and presumes that they just made out, even though Tessa and Hardin have just had sex. So, Tessa runs out of the house, Hardin runs after her. Tessa goes up to a random stranger, starts making out with them. Hardin comes out, violently pushes that guy down and is like, how dare you make a move on her?
Strike 7. Go on. Yeah, this guy's and this guy rightfully so is just like, hey, she kissed me. I'm the victim.
Yeah. I thought it was so funny. They have a fight. he's like, "You're never going to trust me again, are you?" And she's like, "No, why would I?"
It's been 40 days since you ruined my life, essentially.
So they have a huge fight. Hardin goes, "Fuck off." And in the background, we hear an extra go, "Whoa." It's my favorite. I love a little bit of soundbite to be like, there's not enough people talking in the background. Yeah. Whoa. I'm going to put that in the background.
Oh, yeah, just constantly just like, who are they in a room with other people? They're wowed by them seeing Mr. Hardin. Alright, I don't think we should give any context for this, because I think it comes out of fucking nowhere and leads up from it immediately. Tessa's in a car crash.
Yeah.
What are the consequences of this? Yeah,
she throws her phone out of reach, and she gets into a very casual car crash, in my opinion.
It looks small. Yeah. I was expecting like a mangle. Like, I've been in a car crash that looks worse than this.
Yeah, I've been in one too.
Yeah. We're both flexing.
We're both bad drivers.
And that's why Uber's for us.
He brought it back! But seriously, we are open to DD.
Okay. Landon's like, you're a prick. And then Trev's like, you're toxic and bad.
Yeah, so they drive past the car crash. Hardin tries to outrun an ambulance. Doesn't succeed, of course. Even though in the first movie it was proven he's very fast at running.
He could outrun a bike. Anyway, so Hardin starts just punching the air, trying to speed up, I assume. That's how he uses his fists.
He's
guilty. He feels quite guilty.
Yeah. Trevor's like, look, don't fucking ever see her again. And he's like, no. And I'm like, but they live together. So when she just come home to him?
Yeah.
I guess not, because she goes home and what's there?
A letter.
Another fucking letter. Stop pairing these up with with these pretentious letters, apparently, which couldn't be more cliche. Isn't cliche like the opposite of pretentious?
Yes. Like,
what's the opposite of pretentious? Tentious?
Yes, it's the most
it's
the most prayer letter you've ever read.
Oh,
he's
God.
like, "Oh, Tessa, I'm a bad person, but you know what? You don't need me."
She pours herself a bath with bubbles and cries in it. I'm like, fuck. Been there, Tessa.
Can I get a glass of wine, both of us? Yeah, clink. We've all been there, Tessa.
We've all been there. And you just sit there and you're like, wow, I wish somebody was like riding on my back right now.
Didn't pay off. Didn't pay off.
I was about to be like, oh, we're going to find out what he wrote on her back. No.
Nope.
Anyway.
He also in the letter says it could take days to get over me. Which I think is...
undercuts it?
Yeah, undercuts it so hard. It's like, this might take you 3 days to get over... 2 to get over me and you. And you know what? Fair enough.
Also, I was like, it's been a while. Weren't you just supposed to be staying here to water the plants?
Yeah, or did they buy the apartment?
No, I thought they were like, the professor's out overseas for a while. Of course, yeah. So we're just going to water the plants and stay here. Anyway, so in gospel montage, he starts to drink and have quiet reflections in the shower. This is how we know he's getting better.
Is he? He seems more depressed, but he stops drinking. I don't know. It's very weird.
Anyway, fast forward, look, the child proposes to Vance's fiancée.
Weird, right?
Very weird.
Yeah, really weird.
So, because they run off into the sunset together.
Yeah. This is weird.
Not a fan of it. Weird subplot.
It doesn't really go anywhere. Yeah, the small devil kid's like, will you marry my dad and be my stepmom?
Have you seen my dad? She's like, yeah, he's fucking right behind you. What are you doing with that wedding ring? I would have loved it if he's like, I lost the wedding ring. I put it on a train and it flew away.
But there was a little girl on that track, was it not? She's been wedding with the devil.
I wouldn't be surprised if Hardin walked in and just pushed the kid down and was like, it's my proposal now. Tessa! Tessa!
Because he was like creepy. In a horror film, this is the jump scare bit. Because Tessa's like, wow, what a lovely wedding. And Hardin is above the balcony, like Phantom of the Opera. He's like, I'm here for you, Tessa. Downwards looking. And she drops a glass terrified.
Oh, God. It is like a horror film. Here's the thing. If you know you're a bad boyfriend if you'd rather be married to Jack Nicholson in The Shining than fucking Hardin in this.
And they redeem him a bit compared to what he was last time.
Yeah, he's better in this.
Yeah.
But if you add it with all the actions of the first, much, much worse.
Much worse.
So
Trev, again, is like such a good guy. I don't want him to get with her. Because again, he is a robot, and not in the nice her way, like an act. He's an Windows 95 computer.
Oh,
very strange. He's like, I'm very sorry, Tessa, that I broke up with you. But
you missed the the mid-credit sequence of him being in a mirror trying to work out how to tell Tessa that he loves her.
Really?
Yeah, and he's like, that's not going to work. I'm going to do it again. Tessa, I need to lose the glasses. Like,
So he does love her.
yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah, so there's that. But before we get that, we get two huge twists after Tessa has forgiven. There's no real reason as to why they would forgive each other.
No. Well, because so Hardin leaves the party. Tessa kind of follows him out. Hardin's like, I'm sorry. And she kind of looks at him pretty, like, disgusted, gets in a car, and she's like, fucking get in. We've got 2 more films to film. Let's go. Sorry. They're getting an Uber.
I don't know if you were thinking what I was thinking, which is, is this movie not going to end on a cliffhanger? Like, I thought it would end on something. Yeah. Otherwise, why would we bother to watch the third?
Yeah.
What's the huge twist and cliffhanger of the film, Oscar?
My word. Carl, do you remember that really important scene where Hardin was a crack addict and he pushed over the homeless person?
After he'd sucked that homeless person for crack.
He did. You also remember that there was a little phone call that the mum was like, hey, your dad's calling.
The scene when Noah
gets cuckolded, for a 15th time.
Yeah. He's like, I blew it, and I don't know how.
So...
Isn't that what we all say during sex?
Oh, yeah, exactly. No, I scream, harder! Oh!
I go, Tessa!
Tessa! Before we get to the real quick, massive cliffhanger, I think Hardin gets an even worse tattoo than the barbed wire. I think he literally just gets, I'm very sorry, Tessa. I shouldn't have done what I did. I'm very sorry. I'm Hardin. I will punch you if you don't forgive me. On his back in what lovely cursive.
You know, it's only just occurred on me that Hardin's really just doing an impression of Guy Ritchie.
I'm glad we're bashing Guy Ritchie. I don't think we bashed him enough in the last episode.
Oh god, it's sat with me more, and Swept Away is just even more insulting and awful. Like
I was watching deleted scene behind the footage.
Oh
he brought
god,
his kid to set. How
awful! Wasn't it the rape scene? You showed me the picture. It was the one where she's pegged down the ground. The kids there.
Yeah, but Madonna's like, you're feeling intimidated. He's like, oh, I am actually. It's like fucking hell. What's the twist, Carl? What's the fucking twist?
This homeless man is Tessa's father. Just like Star Wars.
This is the Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. Of
softcore porn.
Oh god, because it's immediately this. What are you doing, Hardin? That's my dad. And then it just goes to TikTok, make it hot. And I'm like, I'm in for another. I thought it was trash and I couldn't be more excited for another. You were losing me towards the end, but you drilled me back in, baby.
Brought it back in. What? It ends. I threw a pen at the wall.
You cackled. You had to do a little walk. You threw things around. It was phenomenal. I told you, I sent you a message when the movie ended and I said, the last 5 seconds of the movie is the best moment in cinema history.
I think we can all agree on that.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm keen for this.
Wow.
well, Carl, what do we think of this one? I
think less cringy than the first.
Yeah.
They've leaned into it being a bit sillier.
Yeah.
I think they've tried to make Hardin more likable.
I think so. I think they still have elements of him being a monster, but it also feels a bit weird if they just got rid of that, because well, no.
Here's the thing. If the movie keeps increasing in quality the way that this has to do,
yeah, by
the time we get to the 4th movie, we should still have a bad film.
Yeah. By the 4th, wow, it's actually taken 6 hours of screen time for Hardin to I don't think he's gonna be redeemed. I
hope he dies.
Honestly, and now
Hardin should die.
I'm starting to think Tessa is now a bad person because she's still falling for this shit.
I think she underestimates how awful she is for his mental health too.
Yeah,
he's bad to her,
but they keep saying through the film, he's happy when he's with you.
Yeah, I don't see that though. He's mainly upset when he's with you.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the film. What are your final thoughts on it?
Better than the first.
Yep.
I definitely think the first one's made me angry, but it's very fun to watch. This one is maybe I'm just growing on. Maybe just Hardin's growing on. I don't know. It's still funny. It's still still really funny.
Yeah.
It's still because it's still awful people.
Yeah.
It's just a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's like a Wattpad sort of thing. It's just a bit messy.
Yeah.
And then right at the end, they go, fuck, we're making 2 more? Let's keep everyone interested.
So I think they're doing the 3rd and 4th film back to back. So that's exciting.
That's exciting. Do we have any notes on the filmmaking? I feel like we barely even touched
I don't
that.
think it's actually as well shot as the first movie. The first movie looked more cinematic.
Yeah.
I think they must have looked at how much it made and gone, if we can do it cheaper, try.
Yeah.
It feels more like a Netflix film or a straight-to-DVD film than it does a cinematic film.
The actors must be asking for more money now.
Yeah, maybe that's like coming from... Surely they got contracted at the start.
For like 4, do you think?
Yeah, like, I mean, that's how you lowball them.
Yeah.
Remember, it was like, what's it called? Because Jennifer Lawrence was going to like walk from the Hunger Games because she was getting so little for the second movie. Even though I think she had an Oscar or was maybe going to get one, but was basically like, I'm the star, you can do it, you can recast me if you want.
Yeah.
But like you're losing Jennifer Lawrence, and they were like, fine, here's like $4 million.
$4 million? That's
yeah. Because I was looking at it and I was like, because Tom Holland didn't make anything over $1 million for each of the films he was in up until the latest Spider-Man with the Jake Gyllenhaal.
Really?
And that's where he made $3 million. And even then, he still hasn't made as much money if you combine them all as what like Tobey Maguire made on the first film.
Is that just because Marvel's just kind of gone, listen...
We're bigger than you.
Yeah.
I feel like would be the thing.
And also, like, at the end of the day, it's like, listen, like, you're not going to pay much, but you're going to be... like, he must be getting some return. Like, I'm sure Avengers are going to be watched for, like, quite a few years. He must be getting quite a lot of back pay for that.
Surely they wouldn't put him in back pay for that stuff. I think if
do you not get royalties for that?
It's got to be in your contract.
Yeah.
Like if you want back end, that's got to be in your contract. Here's the thing: after giving Robert Downey Jr. back end and probably a handful of others, you don't go, "Here's some for you, Tom Holland."
Yeah, true.
Like, because
he's not gonna walk, is he?
Like the Tobey Maguire got back end for the 3rd Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I think to this day he's still in like it's like the top 10 like highest paid role of an actor because of the back end, not because of what he got up front, but the back end.
Fairs.
So a little bit of trivia for you.
All right.
Anyway. Who would watch this?
Honestly, it is a more faithful adaptation of the Wattpad story. Only because there's now 7 sex scenes in it. There is more porn in this, and I think, honestly, like, they've been more faithful, and as a result, it's a better story. Because at the end of the day, it's like, well, they fuck 4 times. The story's about that. They fucked, tick, good. So if you're over 18... you want to go see a movie during quarantine, during coronavirus, you have no internet access, you like stories about Harry Styles, and you like watching porn, this is it. This is for you. Who would watch this? Freaks. That watch the
And we're looking at you.
Yeah. You dirty fucks. And also you saw After. And it's also just a bit of... it's such a fun romp. It's such, like... honestly, I'm very keen for all these. Because Kissing Booth is dragging on.
Yeah. If Kissing Booth could, like, take off, like, 20 to 30 minutes of their movies...
yeah.
I'd be having a romp too, but I'm like, you're making them too long.
No.
Look, if you like the first, or hate watch the first, and you liked doing that, this is for you. It's more of that.
Yeah.
It is quite good for that. I think if... you feel like your child is not growing up the way that you would like it to, it's turning into a problem child, watch this, watch how Hardin behaves, and then just combat that. Just give you a little piece of what life is going to be like for you.
Yeah, if you're a parent and you're thinking, do I get attacked by 5 henchmen? Don't do it. It's real bad for the mental health.
Also, don't tell your child to then lie about them trying to help. Because they didn't.
No.
Your 8-year-old child didn't try to help.
100%. Also, if you're thinking about using a child as a proposal, don't do it. It'll eat you.
Here's the other thing. If it's December, and you're feeling horny, and you want to watch a smutty movie, but you feel like it would be un-American to watch a non-Christmas movie in the month of December, Finally, a movie has answered your prayers and they've made what I think is officially the first smutty Christmas film.
You're right. Is there?
I can't think of another. I can't think of another Christmas movie that just has sex all through it.
Yeah, it's horny.
Yeah.
Ghost? Is there like a Christmas tree in the back of the Pottery Barn? Maybe.
No.
No? Alright, well, it's definitely the first. You've heard it here. First quote on that on the DVD box art. I love saying DVD box art because it
doesn't exist anymore.
No.
My dream to be on DVD box art is gone unless I'm suddenly an actor.
I want my words to be on a DVD. I don't want my face. I want my gross face on there.
There's a guy like on like Twitter who I think his quote is on like the Spider-Man 3 box. And he's like, this is fun. And he's like, over time, it's not. But it's just there. It's their main big quote for that movie. It's always him.
Goodness.
Did you watch a palate cleanser today?
What did I watch? I watched, oh, actually, mate,
Thank you for smoking.
Yeah, I did. But I had another 2. I'll quickly talk about them.
Well, one's on the list.
Yes, one's on the list. But I made a grave mistake. I did a palette buy. A false one. See, I sometimes rent my movies on YouTube because I can't bother to like sort it all out. I saw Slender Man. I watched it because it was on rent for $4. To buy it was $6. So now I own Slender Man on YouTube. Watched it. We're going to talk about it in probably a year.
Well, it's good you have it for that.
I have it, so I have it. Yeah. We can all watch it.
Isn't it on Netflix? Is it not on anything?
No, it wasn't actually. But real quick, I watched. A proper film I watched was Thank You for Smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah, great little romp. I didn't realize this director I actually love. Like,
yeah, Jason Reitman.
Yeah, Juno. He's made Up in the Air, which I think is such an underrated classic.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god, it's fantastic. Thank You for Smoking was, yeah, it's really good. I don't know why I didn't like love it as much as I thought, but I thought just like as a film, it's just about It's so funny. It's just like, hey, this guy who's
he's good at finding like nobody's made a movie about that job.
Yeah,
just making a movie about that.
Honestly, about he's done Up in the similar to Up in the Air, where like George Clooney is like insurance, like what's it called? Like he fires people.
Yeah,
and this guy like endorses cigarettes.
Yeah,
and just that he's great at his job and he's quite likable and that. You're kind of on his side. You're kind of like, smoking's bad, but...
I feel bad because I feel like Aaron Eckhart should have a bigger career.
He should.
He's really charismatic in that. He's also terrific in The Dark Knight, and I think people forget that because Heath Ledger's so good in it.
Yes.
That people just forget to give him any sort of credit.
No, exactly. Like, everyone like recognizes his face.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell him the actor's name.
Yeah.
I do feel bad for that. But yeah, really great film. I don't really have much to say about it, but...
Yeah. Are you going to watch any other Jason Reitman ones?
I think I might watch Tully. Is that one... It's got Charlie's for...
Yeah. It's okay. I don't love it as much as some of his others. I watched it on a plane and it cut out some plot points because it was deemed too sexual for the plane.
What's another film he's done?
I really like Young Adult.
Oh yeah,
which is the Charlize Theron one, where she like comes back to her hometown,
mm-hmm.
And she's just like really hasn't grown up since then. Men, Women, and Children is probably his worst.
Cool,
I'd say. And he's got the new Ghostbusters coming up.
He's doing the new Ghostbusters.
Well, his dad did the original. His dad is
joking.
Yeah.
Is his what's it called?
Ivan Reitman.
Really?
Yeah, he's done so much stuff. Yeah, he did Ghostbusters.
Is he the writer or director?
He directs them all. So he did Meatballs, Stripes, Ghostbusters, Twins, Kindergarten Cop, Dave, Jr.
Oh, cool.
So he's done a lot.
So those sort of ones that are like
he basically did all the SNL movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Very nice. Well, I'll give him. I've like 3 of his films I absolutely adore. So I'll go on a bit of a binge on him.
Yeah.
I love finding like, oh, this director's done amazing.
Yeah.
Let's watch all his.
Also, I haven't seen The Front Runner. I think The Front Runner is the only one I haven't seen.
What is that?
That's the one about like it's like the Hugh Jackman one, I think, and his character.
Oh, he directed that, did he?
The Jason Reitman did, yeah.
Oh, nice.
But I do find that they all end up being. You got to space them out. They're very dry, and witty, and like
it reminds me of Sideways and like.
Yeah, they all feel. All of his films, I think, are very much the same, and just varying degrees of how good he can do that.
Yeah,
I think Up in the Air is the best he's done it.
Yep.
I think Men, Women, and Children's the worst.
It's similar sort of way, like. similar sort of like structure and like sort of story. And
Men, Women, and
characters.
Children, I think he tries to do different. Adam Sandler's great at Men, Women, and Children.
That's cool.
It's like one of the big defining things, like one of the better things about that. It's just more of a movie that doesn't... I think a handful of his movies really culminate well at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think Men, Women, and Children like does.
Well, because like Thank You for Smoking, I was so ready for the scene where he smacks a cigarette out of his kid's hand because I'd seen that quite a few times, and that's the deleted scene, and they changed it, and I think that's why the film was a bit empty. I was like ready for that kind of moment, and they didn't have that. It ends. He gets a happy ending. It's very similar to like Wolf of Wall Street sort of thing. It's just like he's good, he's fine.
Yeah.
What did you watch, Carl?
I watched The Craft Legacy in cinemas today because my car's getting fixed and I had something to do while I was waiting for that.
Nice.
And my car wasn't fixed in time, so I went home without a car anyway, and I just spent money to watch Craft Legacy.
What is Craft Legacy? I've never even heard of this.
The Craft Legacy is like a Blumhouse sequel to The Craft, which is like a big hit Halloween cult classic sort of thing about 4 witches at a school. It's not as good as the original. I thought it was like going okay. It's very light on any of the comedy or any of the violence or horror of the first. And then it just has a really bad third act, which I thought was a shame. Yeah. It has a real like they've got like this like comedically over the top bully in it. And they put like a hex on him that makes him really woke. Oh, that I thought was genuinely really funny. And then they transitioned that into being really dramatic really well. And I thought he was the most interesting thing about it. Like, they end up becoming really good friends with him, and they love how, like, woke he is. And then through that, he has, like, this kind of, like, breakdown about him having to come to terms with, like, being bisexual. And then something happens to that character, and then once he's gone, I'm like, oh, well, that was the interesting one.
Why do that? You pricks.
So, yeah. Anyway, I thought it was all right. If you're waiting for your car to get fixed, sure.
Who would watch that? If you're getting a car fixed, perfect.
I had $1 ticket, so I used that. So if it's $1...
And you're waiting for your car.
That's who would watch this? Me. If you got $1 and you're waiting for your car to get fixed. Craft Legacy, glowing review. Also, the other thing about it, it's really well acted. And I reckon everybody in it's going to be a star.
No.
Oh, everyone's so charismatic and funny.
Yeah. And
like, I don't know, just joyous.
Is it a recommend? You've sort of given...
Oh, it's so in between. Yeah. I don't know. I think the third act's so sour. But then it kind of ends on a bit of a high because it connects it back to like the original. So we'll see if it like I'd watch a third film.
Okay, that's all right. You want more?
Yeah,
that's good.
So that's where we're at.
Real quickly though, just as a little tidbit, this was my 1,000th film I watched after we
collided.
After We Collided was my 1,000th film. What is going to be the 1,001th film we're going to be watching next week, Carl?
That's so sad.
It's pretty sad.
It is so sad, especially because we're following it up with do I dare say Sandra Bullock classic?
I think you dare.
Do you know what film it is?
It's Speed 2.
It is Speed 2, Cruise Control.
I'm pretty excited.
I am over the moon excited because I'm a huge fan of... Have you seen the first Speed?
I've seen Speed. I love Speed.
Speed is incredibly fun. I'm probably going to watch it again in anticipation for Speed 2. So, pretty keen, pretty excited. Love Speed. Love Keanu Reeves. And from what I hear, because I've never seen the sequel. Have you seen it?
You're going to be crushed. He's not in it.
Yeah, I know. That's the only thing where I was like, here they took away everything of that.
Oh, yeah.
So, have you seen the sequel?
I've seen quite a few clips online.
Yeah.
So when I watch Speed, I'm like, what's the second one? A boat? Couldn't get better. Doesn't.
I'm sure we'll come up with a lot of pictures in terms of what they could have just done the movie on instead of one of the slowest moving vessels there are.
With no obstacles. So much vast ocean.
You know what? I tip my hat to a screenwriter that was like, I'm going to move it to a slow vehicle, and that has no conflict, really. Just to give myself a little toughie.
yeah. Oh, that was too easy, that last one.
Yeah.
I gotta flex my muscles.
I love it. The producer's like, man, the script is terrible. And he's like, yeah, but it was a toughie.
Well, he's got it there. Give him 100 million.
Just to the screenwriter. Now let's make a movie. All right. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Alright guys, thank you for listening. Tell your friends about us. Maybe one day we'll read out your weather. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and YouTube.
And if you have a film you'd like us to review or questions you'd like to ask, email us at askwwwtpodcast@gmail.com.
You can leave us 5 stars on iTunes or any sort of praise anywhere. It helps new listeners find us and our egos grow.
Alternatively, don't do anything and see if we care.
Yep, ball's in your court.
Thanks for listening.
See you next week.
And we're back to the Who Would Watch This podcast. Just a heads up, you can vote for WWT at the Australian Podcast Awards. All you need to do is log on to www.australianpodawards.com.au. Go to the Listener's Choice Award and vote for Who Would Watch This.
You're doing a really...
Your favorite podcast.
I was going to use that, but it's pretty much... Look at it. You were so close and loud to the mic.
I'll do it again at the end. Call me out.